I'm Glen. I'm from Singapore. I'm a tuition teacher and I teach primary school kids English and a bit of Chinese. This is my second time in Kyrgyzstan. My first time was in 2019. I came with two other friends from Singapore, and this time in 2022 is my second time. I came to Kyrgyzstan again because I didn't get to explore much of the places, and I wanted to visit my old friends again when I met them for the first time in 2019. Yeah, so that's why I'm here again. Okay, we are on our way to the hills, right?
Keep the distance! Keep the distance!
So we call it social distancing in Singapore. Yeah, it's a nice place here. The trees are beautiful. You see? Tall trees. Nice cycling path. And nice cycling buddy.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, not too hot.
Road bike, gravel bike and mountain bike.
Oh yeah, mine is a mountain bike. So last weekend, Malik and I went bikepacking. Malik is a Silk Road mountain racer, and he wanted me to have a taste, a glimpse of bikepacking in this country, in Kyrgyzstan. So on the first day, we set off quite late. We wanted to actually set off from Malik's house in the morning, but we were taking our time preparing. Actually, Malik was doing all the preparation. I was just packing my things into the bags onto the bicycle, right? And then yeah, so we left off very late, in somewhere just before lunchtime, and we were heading towards out of the city. Yeah, so we were cycling through the city, out into the suburban area and then the outskirts of Bishkek. And it's nice to see the city landscape, but what's more interesting was the climb up Panorama Hill. Right, it was very rocky, not easy to cycle and be stable, because I was taking some photos and videos as well, but it was very challenging because the sun was quite strong, and going uphill is really an uphill task. We are now cycling uphill on this rocky road up to Panorama Hill, just outside Bishkek city. And the sun is quite hot also. I'm regretting my outerwear. I thought it would be cold. It's autumn, but it feels like summer. At least it's better than Singapore. Alright.
This is our first climb of the day. Go. Still in high speed, going strong up the hill.
We didn't cover much distance. Yeah, so initially Malik planned for us to reach certain locations, certain landmarks by the end of the day, but we covered only maybe 30 kilometers. Yeah, instead of like 60 kilometers. Yeah, so because I also had to take out my drone to fly, you know, so we took a lot of time. Yeah, so I guess the first day was shorter distance, but the camping at the campsite was very nice. It's a beautiful place away from the roads. We had some like privacy. We have some private place where nobody came to disturb us. So that was very memorable. Cycling up Panorama Hill with the big Kyrgyz flag in the background. I'm half dead already, but Malik is still going strong. Look at that.
Feeling thirsty.
Thirsty, yeah.
Yes. With the drink.
Hello. Okay, we have cycled almost about 30 kilometers from Bishkek city, and we have arrived at Arashan village.
13, right? Or 30?
30. I know it feels like 13 to you, but it's 30 for me. This mountain road racer is taking it too easy, and I'm half dead already. Proud of not just being able to cycle, you know, the long distances, but also to take good photos of Malik and a bit of myself. Okay, so for example, you can see this picture here. Okay, these are like the sunset photos. Yeah, it's beautiful. Like, this is one of my favorite ones also. Shot of the day. Yeah, so sunset was beautiful. Yeah, I think I don't get to see that very often. Now we're looking for a place to camp overnight. It's turning dark. And so we were looking for a nice flat area to pitch our tents. So we should pitch our tent soon. Yeah, looks good. Malik was able to find one spot, and he was asking me whether that's good, and I said yes, that looks good. So we decided to turn right and go into the flat area, and then we pitched our tents there. And after that, Malik started to pitch the tents, and of course after that we had dinner. So Malik has cooked some noodles, and now he's going to add some tuna to our noodles.
Yes.
Wow, this guy is so well prepared.
It's gonna be yummy.
Yeah, so we had that for dinner, and we had a very leisurely kind of evening, just chatting, talking about things and just relaxing. Yeah, it's a good weekend getaway, I must say. Really, I would recommend this. The next morning, I was woken up by daylight. It wasn't really the sun yet, but you could see some light, from my tent. I woke up and I quickly, got myself ready and came out to take photos of our tents. So in the morning, I quickly took my phone and I also took my drone out to fly and to see the area that we were camping. But I feel a little bit bad because I had to kind of wake Malik up a little bit earlier than he wishes to wake up. He was looking forward to just have a slow morning, just relaxing and waking up a bit later. But I also knew that the second day we had to cover the distance that we didn't cover the previous day. We have just left our campsite, now heading towards Burana Citadel ruins, about 60 kilometers away. I blame him for not preparing me mentally. I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't anticipating anything. So when the hills were here, I was so quickly drained of my energy. So I had to ask Malik for time for a break to drink some water and to psych myself up again to continue climbing uphill.
We were given pirashki and a drink from this kind people. Wow.
Malik planned this bikepacking trip to be kind of like revolving around these two ancient cities or ancient ruins. So first is the Burana Tower, which is in the ancient city of Balasagun, and the other one is the Suyap Citadel ruins, also known as Akbeshim village nearby that we cycled. We were cycling to these two sites to take a look and to explore and to learn about the heritage, the historical origins of these two places. So we were approaching Burana Towers to see in the distance. It's quite a touristy place. There were other people around, and I wish I could have more time to fly my drone, capturing more of the footage, but I managed to capture us cycling towards the tower. And I also managed to actually go up. I wanted to take more shots there, but when I was trying to do the hand takeoff from the drone from my hand, it actually dropped. I seldom dropped it, but I think I just was fumbling a bit and it dropped on the ground. And thankfully, it's only a bit of the propellers being chipped off, so it was able to still fly normally. And I went up. It was a very tight, narrow walkway, kind of staircase up to the top. Yeah, so it's quite... I'm not claustrophobic, but I felt quite scared that I might fall in the staircase. But anyway, I made it up to the top and the view was nice. But because of time constraint, I just cut short my drone flying, and it was very windy up there, so I didn't fly much up there. And yeah, to be honest, I wanted to spend more time at Burana because I recently bought a pack of a pack of postcards, and Burana was one of them there. It's very iconic. Whereas the other Suyap Citadel, I never heard of that until Malik told me.
Lunchtime for our second day. We came just at the city of Suyap. After we have lunch, we will go exploring that city. What did we have for lunch, Glen?
Noodles with tuna.
The same as yesterday dinner.
But it's still good. Damdu. Koshno. Is it Kushno?
Kusna.
Kushno.
Kusna.
Kushno. Nice, tasty. Finishing it. Yeah, so when we went there, initially I wasn't expecting anything. I thought Burana would be the highlight. But when we reached Suyak, wow, it's so, I think it's very rich in history and the heritage, the cultural heritage. We read you know, a write-up on the, like there's a tablet, like a stone tablet, or yeah, and there are some information there, and I quite like history. Yeah, so we cycled down into the Suyak area where the citadel ruins is up on like a little hill. So I managed to fly my drone there, and to be honest, prior to flying my drone, I was using my phone to take the photos, right? And it didn't look very impressive. It's just, you know, ruins and yeah, nothing much there. But when I flew my drone out, wow, you can see from the aerial angle, the view is quite nice, quite interesting. And the surrounding is very beautiful also. There is some, is it paddy field? No, not paddy field, but yeah, very interesting looking kind of terraces, kind of fields. Yeah, and it's a very nice spot. I think I kind of prefer this Suyak Citadel than I prefer this to the previous Burana site. Yeah, maybe that's a bit touristy, so there were other people around that kind of spoiled the image or the footage. Yeah, so, and also Malik took me down this, like, it just looks like a drain, but I think it's all probably like part of the water system or irrigation system, and it's just part of the ancient ruins where we found pieces of porcelain and ceramics, you know, on the ground, on the site. Yeah, so Malik and I, we also kind of said that it's quite a pity that the local government didn't kind of make it into like a museum or something. Like if it's Singapore, yeah, we would spend a lot of money building it up, you know, preserving the site, and then make it into a touristy place. Maybe that's how we generate income, revenue from tourists. Yeah, but in this place, yeah, these two, maybe Burana is quite a built-up area, but this Suyak Archbishop site, yeah, it's quite underwhelming, so to speak. In comparison to my cycling experiences back in Singapore or elsewhere, it's mostly very fast-paced. You know, in Singapore, our lifestyles are quite fast-paced, so even when we go out cycling, especially with a group, sometimes we are tight for time. So the only time we get to slow down is when we have breaks, like to eat, you know. But here, in a bikepacking kind of concept, we don't really have to always rush for time. You know, we can just take short breaks, and then we get to catch up with each other, or in a bigger group, you know, catch up with one another. Like, it can be a social activity, but also it's a very meaningful, historical, cultural kind of learning experience, like a learning journey. So it's bikepacking offers that kind of opportunity. There's one more part where I had kind of a mixed feelings about bikepacking, because there was, you remember I was saying about the hills, you know, going uphill, like 3 to 4 climbs, you know, one after another, back to back. So, and there was one especially long, gradual uphill, and I was at the lowest gear, and then I was still going very slow. It was so demoralizing and discouraging that I was telling Malik, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I think next time I'd rather be in a vehicle to drive up, to have a road trip instead of bikepacking. You know, I was having doubts about bikepacking. Yeah, but then after we had a break, you know, then we went downhill. Then there's a long, nice, you know, without the need to pedal. You know, I just cruised downhill, and so very windy, and it just makes the whole experience worth it. And I have to eat my words. I think this backpacking thing reminds me of life. You know, it's not always a downhill kind of a journey where everything is easy, where the wind is in your face. Of course, okay, in terms of biking, cycling, having headwind is not always a good thing, but you know what I mean, like when there's a breeze, having an easy life. Yeah, bikepacking is not like that. Yeah, it's there's also uphill climb, so it reminds me about life that sometimes we have to go through the difficult parts so that we can enjoy the easier parts, the very relaxing moments. Yeah, so I think bikepacking in a way it reflects that kind of life experience. Yeah, so I was telling Malik that I want to do it again, and I look forward to many more bikepacking experiences in Kyrgyzstan, and hopefully next time. Yeah, thanks to Malik, giving me this glimpse and this taste of what backpacking feels like.